putting this video out there just as a note to myself, probably further down the line. So in 78 days, I run 270k across the Sahara as part of MDS Legendary, so Marathon des Sables, Marathon of the Sand. Um, Now, a year ago, or just under a year ago, so March, April last year, I was feeling flat as a pancake, and I couldn't. I was pissing my wife off because I was in a constant shit mood. I couldn't work out why. I spoke to a couple of friends, and really, the long and short of it was, I reached a lot of my goals, hadn't reset them correctly, I think, and I wasn't doing any keep fit. Now, I loathe gym work, and I cannot stand running. Don't mind cycling. Um, I am, or I was, as unfit as you can be. I was the heaviest I've ever been. My natural weight is probably 82, 83 kilos, but I live in Italy, and there's a lot of pizza and pasta here, and I was 89 kilos. And I've got a very stubborn streak. I don't think I have, but other people will tell you I have. And it's been probably a saving grace in a lot of my life, but it's probably also been a huge anchor in other parts of my life. Anyway, so back then, I would never thought about running anything as I'm doing. It's across 6 stages. Um, but I don't like doing things that I feel are easy. So look, I started training for. I entered or I signed up for a Spartan event, so similar to Tough Mudder, bunch of obstacle courses. There's three different ones. I signed up for the middle one, which was 10k. With a bunch of obstacles, and that was in. So I signed up in April, give myself plenty of time because the event was in October. Now, bearing in mind, never run really. The last time I ran was 2008. I ran 2k and gave myself a meniscus tear and had to have keyhole surgery and didn't run since. I've got flat feet. I've got really crap knees, and psychologically, I hate it as well. So I started training, and within 6 or 7 days, I was running 10k, pretty slowly, but I was running 10k. So I thought this is too easy for me to do. So um, I thought about what am I going to do to maintain motivation to give myself a proper goal, because I also felt again the stubbornness in me. What's the point in entering a marathon? Because well, I don't know, 20,000 people a year do the London Marathon or something, might be less than that, but it didn't seem that hard, and I felt that probably if I carried on the path I was on with the training point of view of just jogging around, then I'd be able to do 40 kilometers or 42 kilometers within 10 weeks. So I was looking for something that would that I that would test me, that I didn't know I could do or not, and I still don't know whether I can do it or not. And mucking around on the internet, the Marathon des Sables came up, and it's classed as the toughest foot race in the world. And I thought, well, you know what? That sounds like something that would actually test my brain, test my motivation. Can I train from April last year all the way through to April this year? Which I lose motivation with training pretty easily. But that's something you can't cut corners with, or in fact you can't cut corners with it. So I've signed up for it, and sure enough, after 7 weeks of training, I ran 35k. Um, so I was correct in thinking um, that I'd be able to run a marathon within 8 weeks, which meant that I would have lost my motivation because I thought, well, anyone can do it. Um, it- that immortal phrase that I'm sure a bunch of us hate, that well, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So with the Marathon des Sables, I psychologically still don't know whether I can do it. Am I mentally strong enough still? I prided myself back in the day of being one of the most mentally strong people I know. But but as you get better at life, get a bit more cash, reach your goals, stress disappears, or negative stress disappears, and with that, the muscle of being able to deal with tougher things. So was I getting mentally weak? I think so. So to get tough again, to get mentally tough again, entering this event was part of it, to see if I can get mentally tough, to see if I am mentally tough enough, to see if I am stubborn enough to be able to run this event. Now, I think it's 270k because it's the 40th anniversary. So instead of being 250k, they added another 20k. So I think it's 40k, 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 then 100k, then a rest day, then whatever the rest is over the next two stages. So you carry your own kit, you sleep under a tent with eight other people, and they give you 5 liters of water at the end of the day, of which you've got to carry it, use what you need for your food, and then carry it whatever you need, 1.5 liters till the first checkpoint of the next day, and then they fill your water up. So they provide you with water and they provide you with a tent. You carry your own food, carry your own backpack, and just try and get yourself around. So what's the day today? 15th of the first, 78 days till I arrive in the desert on the 3rd of April. And anyway, to give an update of where we are, my dodgy knees played up in August. So screwed my knees up beginning of August when I was running, 35, 40k a training session, doing okay. And but beginning of August, both my knees fell off a cliff. So I wasn't able to do anything in August. Got to middle of September again and started running again. It was okay. And then Marathon des Sables decided that because their 40th anniversary, the long stage, instead of going to be 80k, it was going to be 100k. So I thought I better see if I can do at least 50k. So I set out on doing a 3 circuits around here, which is probably about a 60k, and got to 30 odd k, and my knees fell off a cliff again. And I had the chance to either go walk backwards, which was 7k, or walk forwards, which was 10k. The pain was excruciating going downhill and going uphill, but I was too stubborn to ring any of my neighbours to come and pick me up, and Tara was away. But I thought, mate, you just got to endure the pain. It took me, I don't know, a bunch of hours to do that 10k home, walk that 10k home. Pain was excruciating. That was on, I think it was about the 10th of October. I thought, well, I've really got to sort myself out. And I went online and found the best knee surgeon or the best knee person I could. He happened to be in London, so I messaged him. We jumped on a Zoom call and he said, "Don't have a knee transplant, but we'll squirt some silicone in your knees." So I went and had that done the end of October, and had to have at least 3 months, 3 months for my knees to try and sort themselves out and this silicone stuff to do its thing. So I didn't do anything for the rest of October, all of November, all of December. And beginning of January, I thought I've got to start training. So I went out and did a 3k, then did a 10k, and then had a follow up with the doctor from London, consultant from London, and we booked myself in to go and get some cortisone shots in my knees as well to reduce any inflammation that's coming up. So the training hasn't been ideal, but I've done a couple of 10Ks, a couple of 20Ks, and now I'm about to go out and do a 36K. So look, that's where we're up to. This is a message to my future self, to say where I am psychologically, which the event, I don't know if I'm ready to do it psychologically. I don't know if I can do it. I'm not fit enough at the moment to do it. And as it stands today, after Christmas, not training, so at the end of December when I weighed myself, I had gone from 82 kilos, which I was middle of October, back up to 90 kilos. So end of December, I was the heaviest I've ever been. So even more than the 89 I was when I started this back in April, May last year. Anyway, so the weight is starting to fall off again. So I'm down to 87 and a half or something, 87 and a half, 88 as of this morning. And going to do 30k now, 40k now, and burn some calories and see what happens. So that's why I'm doing it. That's what I'm doing. And at the end of the event, I will put a Just Giving page up to support an organisation, but I don't want to do a sponsorship before that, just in case I don't complete the event. Let's see what happens.